Hello everyone and welcome to our Divi feature update live. We stream every Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern, and today I'm excited to talk about our brand new feature which was released last week, and this is the Extend Styles, which allows you to take any customized style and extend it throughout your whole website. So it may be that you want to extend it to a section, a row, or a section, a row, or module. So this is very extensive, and pretty much you can extend any style that we have in Divi. So I'm going to show you step by step how that works, and if you have any questions throughout this, you can always ask me in the comments box, and I'll be sure to okay, at least that was short this time. Right, so the extend styles, these are really cool because they allow you to work really fast. And if you have, let's say, a wireframe page that where you're just laying out things and you're just about to style, as you can imagine, it can take you a long time to apply the same sort of styles on each and every module throughout the whole page. So with this feature now, you can always, right click, copy the style, and then you can choose where to apply that style. So this is really powerful, and I can't wait to show you how this works. I can see right now we have quite a lot of you that are tuning in. We have Mark Spence, awesome. We have Ophir, I think, Ophir Fashion. We have David, Agante, Suraya, Malik, and I can't pronounce the other one. But awesome. I mean, we have about 40 people, 43 now already, tuning in. And also, please do share this live stream. I would really appreciate that if you can. So let's get started, and let me show you how this actually works. Fifi says hello from Ghana. Awais also saying thank you, Mag. Futuna. Awesome. Hey, it's great to see you all. It's really exciting. So let me show you how extend styles work. And this feature, you can use it right away. If you update your Divi to your latest update, you'll be able to use this latest feature. And I can see there's more members coming in. We also have WD Creative. We have Samuel Winter. And who else? We have also Monique also joining us. Awesome. In fact, I can also recognize some of these names because, you're always on the live stream. So I really appreciate you, supporting us and joining our live stream. So that's really awesome. Okay, so let me show you how this feature works. It's called Extend Styles, and you can actually start using this right away if you update Divi to the latest version. So just update Divi to the latest version, and you will be able to use all these features that I'll be showing you in today's tutorial. Okay, we also have George that's just joined us from Pittsburgh. Awesome, George from Pittsburgh. Awesome. All right, so let me show you how this actually works. Okay, so right now I've switched over here to my desktop. So what we're going to do is, in fact, let me start from scratch. I'm just going to close this, and I'm just going to load up a brand new page. So I'm just going to delete this page. So what I'm going to do is, to make things easier for me, I am just going to add a layout, a pre-made layout. Okay, so this is only for demo purposes because if I were to create a long brand new page, this will take us time because it will be just me creating the pages. So I'm just going to choose this simple layout here. Okay, nothing fancy. So I'm going to go ahead and use this layout. Okay, so this is going to take some time to load up, and in fact, this was quite fast actually. Okay, so now that I have my page loaded, I'm just going to click on Publish here. Okay, so now my page is published. So how these extend styles work is you have to go into a particular module or section or whatever it is that you want to copy the style from. So let's modify this one right here. So I'm going to go in here, click on my module settings. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go to design and add a border around this. Okay. So let's give this, let's say 3. Let's give this a border width. Okay. So let's increase this a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to style this, nice and slow so you can see what I'm doing. So now that we have that, we may also want to, let's say, add some padding around this. So I'm going to come over here to spacing. We're going to add some custom padding. So I'm just going to activate these chains so that my padding can be added both to the top and the bottom, and then left and right as well. Okay, great. Right, so now that we have this, so let's say you want to extend the styles that we've just applied here onto the other sections. So what we do is we go to the border, because this is what we need. Okay, so you right click on the item. So right now we have border width here. So I'm going to right click here, and then you'll notice that you have now extend border width. So if you click on that, on extend border width, now if you take a look here, you can see that extend border width with 1 pixel, right? And then here we have the option to add this to all blurbs. So this is actually really good, because if it started from nothing, it'd be very difficult for you to, pretty much know where to add the style. So it starts off with all blurbs. However, if you click this drop down, you can actually choose where you want this. So this could be applied to buttons, call to actions, so-called counters, comments, contact forms, and so on. So let's keep it simple for now for this demo, and I'll just add this to all blurbs. And then here you can also choose where you want this to be applied. So this could be on this particular page. Okay, so this will apply it throughout the whole page where you have blurbs. Okay, or if you click this drop down here, it can apply to this section. So let's choose this row actually. Okay, and then I'm going to click on extend. So now do you see what happened there? It has now extended that border of 1 pixel around. So now if we go back here to design, because we made some changes to that, didn't we? Okay, so we have border styles here. So over here we have the color. Okay, so if I right click here, I can also extend the border color. So if I click here on border color, all blurbs on this page, so let's say this row. Okay, extend. So now you can see the color has changed. And we also, remember, we have these rounded corners that we also did. So I'm going to come back over here and notice that I don't have to go into these other modules to make those changes. So I'm staying here in this, on this actually blurb, and applying all my settings, elsewhere. Okay, so here we made some changes. So let's come over here to rounded corners. I'm going to right click, extend rounded corners. Okay. And then I can say all blurbs on this page. Okay, let's choose this row as we did before. Extend. And now they are applied. So as you can see, it's really, really fast. And then obviously, finally, we can always go in there and change we can also change the padding. So let's do that quickly. So I'm just going to scroll down here to find spacing right here. Right click on that. Extend custom padding, okay, to this row, extend. Right, so now they all look the same. I know it was quite a few steps, but this is because ideally I should have just made one major change and then applied, throughout the whole thing. But anyway, you can see how how easy this actually works. Right, so let's do something different. In fact, this page is way too simple. Right, so let's say I want to change something globally on this page throughout this whole page. So I want to change this text and make it slightly smaller. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come over here. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to come over here to module settings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and adjust my size. So right now you can see it's 14. So let's make it, let's say 16, right? I know it's a minor change, but now it's 16. So what I can do now is I can right click here on my body text size, extend body text size. Now I can apply this body text size throughout the whole page. And this is really cool. And this is where now the power of extend style comes in, because I can just, do a sweeping change. So I want to make changes to the body text size throughout this whole page. So I'm going to now click extend. Now you can see that my size has changed, even right here in the blurbs. So this is really, really powerful. So you can make changes throughout the whole page that you are designing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in and choose a different page so we can apply a different styles to this, because this one is slightly too basic. So I'm going to choose another page which we can do some styles to. Okay, I can see here more of you have now joined in. This is really awesome. We have ER. We also have JR. Good to see you, JR. Awesome. David. Now, David says, will it be easier to extend? Oh, let me expand this so I can see. Right. So David here says, will it be easier to extend as you make each change? Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Where I would think this will apply and work really well is once you've made or created, let's say, a page where you've specified where you want your blurbs to be, your images, and so on and so forth. After doing that, this is where now you can start making the extend styles, because if you do it while you are creating the page, I think that takes away the power of the extend styles. So as you can imagine, let's say you create one blurb. I mean, what are you extending those styles to? So these extend styles work if you want to extend them to something, right? So let's say you want to change the heading size, which you've already created. So that's where you can go in, change that heading size, and then apply throughout the whole page or throughout the section or throughout all the modules. So that's how definitely it works. In fact, I'll give you another example during this live stream so you can see what I mean by that. Okay. Oh, yes. Awesome. Ratupula saying you shared the stream on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Awesome. Let's see if we have any more questions here. Okay, great. We also have Gavin that just joined us from South Africa. Awesome. Good to see you, Gavin. Right, so I'm going to switch over here to my desktop, and then we are going to create another layout, and then I can show you, different ways you can use these extend styles. So I'm just going to delete this, and then we're going to find another layout that we can work with. Okay, so I'm just going to close this, and then over here, we're going to add another one. So let's go this time with something a bit more exciting. Right. There's so much to choose from. Okay. Let's go with, okay, let's go with this accounting one. Okay. I'm going to click on use this layout. There's a quick question here that was added by Patrick, which says, what is the fate of Divi if actually, I think it's Gutenberg within Divi does not allow page builders? In fact, let me just answer this quickly. A few weeks ago, I did a feature update where we announced that Divi now is compatible with Gutenberg. So you don't need to worry about that. I don't think there's a time or a phase where WordPress itself will stop page builders from working with it. No, I don't think that's anything to worry about, to be honest, because right now we have full compatibility, so everything is working fine. So you don't need to worry about that. So even if WordPress has their own blogs and how to build their pages, with Divi we still have the ability to choose the option to use the Divi builder and continue building our websites. And all that is compatible, so there's no need to panic or worry about that. Okay, right. So I thought I'll just quickly answer that question. Okay, so now we have this page that we have right here. So let's make some changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, in fact, let's add some buttons. So I'm just going to duplicate this a few times, drag this down here. Okay, and then I'm going to drag this to a different position. Okay, let's add it right here on the bottom here. Okay, great. Let's take a look. So, okay, this one here is really messing up things. So we need to drag this to a different position as well. So just bear with me, because what I'm trying to do here is to have this button in a location where once I add my styles, you can see, you know, where it's going to be. Okay, so I'm just going to align this to the center. Great. Okay, so now I've dragged everything into where I need it. So let's say I need to change some things here on this button. Okay, so I'm going to go into my module settings. So let's say I want to change the color of that button. So I'm going to come over here to design. We're going to go to button. So we can see here that we have this color already. So let's say I want to change this to that. Okay, now, as you can see, elsewhere on the page, the button is still the old color, right? So let's say a client comes to you and says, well, you know what? I don't want the old color. We've rebranded our website. Now we need the new color. So here's what you do. So here we've got the button background color. So you right click here and then you can see extend a background color. You click on that. And now you have options to add this color, extend this color to all buttons on this page. So check this out. If I now click extend, okay, if I scroll down here, hopefully the button, the colors have changed. You can see that. There we go. The color has changed. The color has changed there as well. And this has been applied throughout the whole page. Okay, so that's how quickly you can do that. I'm just going to undo that. Okay, so let's save this for now. Let's choose something else. Okay, so let's say I want to change the colors of these headings. Okay, so I'm going to come over here into my module settings. And then I'm just going to click this little brush tool here so I can go directly to where I can change that. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to increase the size here just a little bit. Okay, so now this you can see is my heading 2. So if I right click here and say extend title text size like that, now it's giving me options here to say to all blogs throughout this page and so on, right? So if you want to do the H2 titles throughout this whole page, all you have to do is to come over here. Now, I want to show you something really exciting. If I click here on this drop down, okay, so because it says here to all blogs, right? So here's the thing. If you click this drop down, look at this. You can actually apply this heading 2 text size to quite a lot of things, to all blurbs, all blogs, circle counters, all codes, Divi dividers. You see what I mean? So this is really, really powerful. These are all the modules, all the places that we can add that thing that I've just chosen. So let's say I want to add this to, let's say for argument's sake, let me see what we can add it to. Okay, let's say video. Okay, do you see that? As soon as I typed VI, it shows now all videos on there. So this is really, really cool. So you can actually use the search feature to find where you can actually extend this style to. So I think this is really, really cool. Okay, right. So let's close this. And now we're going to come over here and I want to show you how you can add animation styles to different things as well. So over here, I'm going to click on module settings. So I'm going to come over here to filter, and then I'm going to go to modified style. So I just want to see what was modified here. So if I scroll down, I can see there's an animation style here, the fold animation style. So let's say I want to add this fold animation style to my video over here. Okay. So I can right click here on the animation style and then click on extend animation style. Now, instead of just saying to all text, throughout this page, I want to be more specific now. I want to say to all video, okay, all videos throughout this page. So you can also be more specific and say throughout this page or this row, this section, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at throughout this page and then click extend. Now, take a look at what happened to that video. Did you see that animation which happens quickly? So now I've just applied this to all videos. I think this is really, really powerful, and this can really save you a lot of time in your in your designs. Okay, so let's do one more. So over here, I'm just going to add, let's say I want to be a bit creative here and add a border on the left. So I'm going to come over here to design, click on border, and the border I need is on the left here. I'm going to add the border width. So let's make it 6 maybe. Okay, I'm just going to add my color there. In fact, that one doesn't work. Let's add, okay, let's go with this one. Okay, so that's my color right there. So now what I can do is, without leaving this, I can actually right click, extend border width, all right? So I can say to all text throughout this whole page, but this time, because I've been doing things throughout the whole page, this time I want to do something different. So here, extend, so if you take a look at how this is structured, right? If you read it from the top bottom to the bottom, it makes it easier to understand what you're trying to do, right? So extend this left border with 6 pixels to all texts throughout, and then you can change here and say this section. So now this is being applied to this section only. In fact, let's make it this row, okay? So that means that all these items here in this row are going to be are going to have this border, okay? So if I click on extend, boom, now we have the borders. I mean, it's the border applied to the left on this particular section, okay? So that's really cool. And then you can go in now and change the colors, if you want to make them different colors, right? Now, let's say you want to add this to all text elements. So I'm going to go back in, design, border. Okay, so again, on the border styles here, I'm going to right click. In fact, it's the border width that I need. Right, extend border width. Right, so now I can choose now to all text throughout this page. So over here, let's say, let's see what we have. So let's say all modules, right? I know that's a bit extreme. Okay, all modules throughout this page, extend. Okay, now you can see it has been applied there. Okay. So it's, I mean, you have quite a lot to work with here in terms of choosing where you want things to go. So you can work with buttons. As you can see, with this drop down, there's a lot that you can do when it comes to extending all these things. So all you have to do is to go into that particular item that you need to extend and then apply all the changes throughout the page. So I'm just going to do one last one here. So I'm going to go to module settings here. And these are my text settings. So if I come over here to design, and in fact, I'm going to click this little brush tool. So this takes me directly to where I want to make my changes to. So let's say you want to change the font, your heading font. So let's use, let's say Poppins. Let's select that. So now you can see Poppins. We've changed that to Poppins. So let's say you want every place that we've changed the heading 2 font to Poppins. We can right click here, extend heading 2 font. Now we can say to all text throughout this page, but of course, because you want to have consistency, so we can just say all text. And of course, we have all these other options. So I'm just going to leave it at all text throughout this page. and then click extend. Right. So now you can see here that it is changed here. It also has changed here and there as well. So this is how you use the extend styles. It allows you to work really, really fast in your design process. And as I mentioned, this feature is available right away. If you update your Divi install, you will have access to this feature. So it's really, really awesome. And I can see that I can see how we can utilize this to really work fast and make sweeping changes throughout our page designs. So I'm just going to take a quick look here and see if we have any questions. Monique says time saver. Yes, I agree. Ratapula here asks a very important questions and the question is it necessary to switch to the new Gutenberg WordPress editor, or is it better to wait for the final release? Right. My answer to that is I would not switch to the Gutenberg because right now it's in beta. So it's always a good rule of thumb to use the whether it's a theme, a plugin, do not use it in beta, because what will happen is you may find a lot of incompatibility problems, and especially if it's a live website, you'll find that you may have still have some bugs. So I would wait until the latest, the final update has been released, and then that is the right time to actually go in and use the editor. And also, when it comes to the editor itself, most of us that use Divi will not be using the editor anyway, because we'll just be clicking on the use the Divi Builder button to start using it. So really, the editor, the Gutenberg editor, is not going to do much for us. It's only for people that want to create basic content on their blog page. But of course, with Divi now, we have a more exciting way and a more advanced way of laying out things the way we want them, rather than use the Gutenberg editor. But anyway, I digress. The quick answer to that is I would wait until the final release from WordPress is out, and then that's the best time to do this. And also, if you want to play around with Gutenberg and see how it works, I would recommend that you install WordPress on your local machine, play around with it there. Or if you have hosting, which has a staging site, you can load it up on a staging site. I wouldn't recommend to use this on a production website. Okay, right. zhub.com says how to create a student's account in Divi. Well, Divi is a page builder. It doesn't really do these features that you're asking, but Divi is compatible with plugins that allow you to do this. And this is MemberPress and also things like LearnDash. These are plugins that can help you create an e-learning platform, which will have students, in there. But as I mentioned, Divi is compatible with those plugins. Right, let's see. Maureen says, can you create a blog post in WordPress without the Divi Builder? Then, if needed, you can just switch the Divi Builder and correct the mistakes. If you choose to design your blog posts with WordPress, and then you decide to use Divi later on, yes, it is possible, but you have to go into each and every blog post to make that update. And then, or if you create a template, you can create a template that will make, your changes, throughout. But you would have to go into each and every post and make that change too. So that may take, a bit of time to do it that way, because WordPress has its own way of structuring content, and Divi has its own way of structuring the content. Okay, right. Let's take a look here. Right, so it looks like we don't have any more questions here. Okay, so we can round up our show. So if you're just joining us, this is the Divi Feature Update Live. We live stream every Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern, and we just pretty much go through or go in depth and talk about the features that are released on Divi and try to show you how these features can be used in your own designs. And if you have any questions about them, this is the show where we answer those questions and go through all these features. So today we've been talking about the extend styles, which was released last week, which allows you to take any customized style and extend it throughout the page or specific items in different locations. So let's say you're adding a border on one particular item or module. You can apply this border throughout the whole page just by a few clicks. You can apply it to a specific section. You can apply it to a row. So it's very, very powerful. And this is a massive, massive time saver. So I'll recommend that you go in, update Divi, and start using these styles. And as I mentioned, if you're just joining us, you can always watch the replay of this video you can always watch the replay of this video on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Okay. So thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. And again, we'll be back with more Divi features, and hopefully we'll be covering quite a lot of exciting things that can extend our web design styles to make our websites look really, really awesome. Right. I think it's Shanu Sadiq, I think, says, is any design possible with Divi? Yes, I would like to say yes, strongly. Any design layout is possible because Divi has its own page builder. And if you're good at CSS, you can always go in as well and use some CSS to really tweak and customize your page. So I would strongly say, yes, it is possible. Right. Patrick says, can we contact you directly on your email? Yes, you can do so. It's mac@elegantthemes.com. So that's MAK@elegantthemes.com. Okay, awesome. Right. So I'd like to say to everyone who joined me today, have a great week. And thank you very much for being on the show today. You've made it really, really exciting. So a lot of you are tuned into this live show. I really appreciate that. So have a great week, and I will see you again next week with another brand new feature from Elegant Themes. So take care and see you soon.